Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to install Kali Linux on top of a Windows host in 2026. Before I get started, I'm going to do a quick check using Control-Shift-Escape to bring up my task manager. I'm going to go into the Performance tab and make sure that virtualization is enabled. If virtualization is not enabled for you, you might need to look up your computer manufacturer, primarily your motherboard information and BIOS information, to learn how to navigate into your BIOS and enable virtualization. Moving forward from this, I'm going to open up a browser. You can open up a browser of your choice. I've got two tabs open. In the first tab, I'm going to go to VirtualBox. I'm going to search up downloads. And then I'm also going to do Kali Linux. I'm going to download VirtualBox first. And I'm going to choose version 7.2.4 Windows hosts. Let's save that to my downloads folder. And in Kali Linux, I'm going to go to the top link here, click on download. And I want the installer images. I'm going to go ahead and go with this installer for x86-64, but you'll want to make sure that it matches your architecture. I'm going to click download and save it to my downloads folder. And it looks like this will take just a moment to download. Or VirtualBox is done. It's going to take a moment for Kali Linux. So let's go ahead and install VirtualBox. Double click that to run the installer. I have a user account window that popped up. I'm going to click yes. And I'm going to install this pretty much with the default settings as I walk through it. So I'm going to do next. I'm going to accept the terms. Next. I'm going to leave all that default. Network disconnection, I'm going to say yes. Missing dependencies, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to leave these all checked. And I'm going to click install. So that's going to run through. We are still waiting on the Kali Linux download to finish, which does take some time. It's 4.4 gigabytes. Minimize that. We're going to go ahead and start our VirtualBox. And as you can see, it loads. It doesn't look like there's any issues. But just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and reboot Windows as soon as my Kali Linux installer is done downloading. And then I will return to install Kali inside of VirtualBox. So I'll be right back. All right, now that the download has finished and I've rebooted the host machine, I'm going to go ahead and open up Oracle VirtualBox. And I'm going to begin with the installation process. I'm going to start a new virtual machine. I'm going to name it Kali. VM folder, I'm going to keep this the same for now. ISO image, I'm going to click other and just make sure I select it from my downloads. You'll want to navigate to where you downloaded that to. I'm going to leave the OS edition in the default settings just to show you that they do work. It does pick up Kali Linux just fine. And then I'm going to navigate into specify virtual hardware. At this point, you'll want to know what resources you have available for your virtual machine. These are the resources that I have available to allocate to virtual machines. Minimum requirements are much less. That also is dependent on how you're going to use Kali Linux and how much of the tools you're going to install. I'm going to go with 8 gigs and 4 CPUs for my install. Again, you can do less, you can do more, but your virtual machine may work better or worse depending what you select here. And then I'm going to specify my hard drive, and that looks good to me, except for I am going to change this to 60 gigs just because I'm going to install all of the security tools, and it does take quite a bit of space. And I'm going to hit finish. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check the settings just one more time, look it over. The nice thing is after you've even installed the virtual machine, you can go back and change any of this. So everything looks good. Networking is set to NAT for now. I'm going to hit OK. We're going to go ahead and start a virtual machine and walk through that installation process now. It's going to be a pretty standard process of selecting a lot of defaults and just continuing. So I'm going to go with the graphic install. A lot of this will be dependent on you to make selections that work for you. For me, English is going to work as the language, United States, American English, but you'll want to set what works best for you. Now I can type in a different host name. I'm going to keep it to what I set, Cali. Continue. Domain name, I'm going to leave that empty for this demonstration. Full name of the user, you'll want to put in a username for this. And I'm going to keep for username for account it the same as what I put in the previous menu. And then select a password and make sure that it matches. And continue. Time zone, select the one that works best for you. I'm going to use guided, use entire disk, continue. There's only one selection here, so I'm going to keep it and hit continue. I'm going to use the recommended for new users, all files in one partition, and hit continue. And then we're going to finish partitioning and write the changes to the disk and continue. So we do want to write these changes to the disk. I'm going to select yes and continue. All right, at this menu, you can select if you want to change your desktop environment. One of the nice things about Linux is you can customize a lot, and then even after you've done this installation, you can go back and change things. I'm going to leave this how it's set up for the default settings. This again is why I need a lot of hard drive space. We're downloading a lot of security tools, so I'm going to hit continue. And this is going to take some time to install. All right, so our install has completed, and now we're at, or most of the installation is completed. We need to finish by installing the grub bootloader. I'm going to hit continue here. I'm going to go ahead and select the disk that the grub bootloader will be installed onto, and let this finish. And it's going to reboot here. And now we're at our Kali login page where you will enter the username that you chose and the password. Click login. All right, and we are in Kali Linux for the first time. What I'm going to do now to end this video is I'm going to go ahead and log out or shut down. And we're going to go in and set this up so that it will be full screen the next time we boot this. Okay, now that that has closed, I'm going to go into my settings for Kali. I'm going to go into display. I'm going to turn up my video memory, and I'm going to choose VBox SVGA. It says invalid setting detected, but this should work. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to go ahead and run the start again. So let's go look. Display. I do have this message. Virtual machine is configured to use graphics controller other than the recommended. And that, yeah, that should be okay. So I'm going to hit start and we'll see if we can get this into full screen, which is a much better user experience. So that is loading. I'm going to click this, the maximize button. Let's see if it comes up. So this should, let me try to readjust it again. Maybe not. Let's log in. No, there we go. Okay, so it just took that first login to get it to work in case you encounter this issue. And now we are finally in Kali Linux desktop environment. My next steps would be doing updates and customizing this for my use case. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.